if I can go back to the old Bob Knakal days of Massey Knakal, right? Because I mean, you were considered, I would say, like the top five commercial brokerages, if not, just in New York City, but we're talking the country. Or maybe you mean that there was like a top five or six that I remember. And so you were right up there. Is that what propelled you guys, you think? I mean, how do you like, you led your brokerage in that way with having a numbers focus? Is that more or less how that, transpired?
Yeah, well, Dean, I don't want this to come off as bragging, but just to put it in perspective. The CoStar Group started tracking the investment sales market in New York in 2001. In 2000, from 2001 to 2014, when we sold the business, the number two sales company in New York had sold about 1,300 properties. Massey Knakal sold over 4,000. We lapped the field. We were competing against the big regional companies, the national companies, the global companies, and we were eating their lunch. 3x, more than 3x what the closest competitor was doing. And it was all because of this focus on information and differentiating ourselves and getting to know the areas. We set up the company with a geographic territory system, very similar to what in residential you'd call farming. We put lines on a map. You were responsible for that box and call every owner in that area, get to know every sale that happened over the last 3 years, know every buyer, every seller, who owns the most buildings, who owns the most square footage, what new developments are going on in the area, what zoning changes may affect value of properties in the area, all that kind of stuff. And it was that granular information that enabled us to differentiate ourselves, and that was a competitive advantage. So even when we had started out, we had sold 3 buildings and we were competing for a fourth. And the owner said to us, well, I'm talking to these other firms that have been around for decades. And we said, yeah, you're right. You're right. But we've only sold 3 buildings, but one was down the block, one was across the street, and one was right next door to you. And we know more about this neighborhood than anybody else. And so we can be a better advocate to convince buyers why they should pay more for your property. And you know what? We got that listing. That resonated with people. And we just did that over and over and over again.